1 2 1 2. Let's go. Mic check, mic check. Are we on, Chris? Are we on? Are we switched on? Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix. We're at round 11, we're at midpoint of the season. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan as well, then you've got to get yourself subscribed because I'm live for every single qualifying and every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship. And yeah, drop me a like as well if you can, guys. Really helps the channel grow and gets more eyes on the channel. So yeah, big appreciate everyone in the stream and everyone watching this back on a replay. Yeah, here we are, round 11 already of the championship, coming off the back of a sprint race yesterday as well, which was full of action. Mick Schumacher versus Lewis Hamilton was the big battle yesterday. Struggling to get past him, and Sergio Perez coming from 13th all the way through to 5th in the sprint, so we'll start from there. Obviously the results of the sprint race setting the grid for today. But yeah, who's in chat then? Chris Poundcoins here. Welcome in, King Sport Vids. And welcome Farhan. Yes, let's go for the Austrian Grand Prix. Let me turn the music down. We don't need that all day. But yeah, there might be some things that I'm not able to click because there's a bit of an error situation. But the live timing should be right there, and yeah, hopefully they'll update. So who's up for the Austrian Grand Prix then? I tell you what, it's been a weekend of action. We had Friday qualifying, which was eventful with both Mercedes crashing out. Hamilton only made up one position from his P9 up to 8th for the start of this race. He would have probably been hoping to make more progress than that. But yes, hello, how are we doing, King Sports? Welcome in. Good to see you too, bro. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we might not get that many people in today because the weather is absolutely banging. Yeah, I've got to be careful how yeah, there's a part of the screen I can't click, so I've got to be careful what I do. But yeah, the weather is absolutely perfect, so I don't imagine many people will be watching this race, to be fair. Just your hardcore fan base, innit? So it might just be a handful of us watching this today, but appreciate every single one of you. Yes, Lewis, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. We're about 6 or 7 minutes away from the start of the Austrian Grand Prix mid-season. I can't believe we're already halfway through. The point situation is Verstappen on 189 points, picking up the full 8 points yesterday from the sprint race. If you don't know, it is a sprint race weekend, so there was sprint yesterday, and the winner of that got 8 points, down to 8th place, got a point. So yeah, Verstappen increases his championship lead only by 4 points, but yeah, he's on 189. Perez second in the championship at the moment, then 151 points. Verstappen's closest rival is his teammate then, coming up to midway through the season. You've got Leclerc there, third in the championship at the moment on 145 points after such a strong start to the season, winning 2 out of the first 3 races. He's now 45, 50 points behind Max Verstappen now at midway. I feel like Leclerc needs to put it on Max today. He tried it in the sprint. He tried that diving up the inside yesterday in the sprint, but needs to get it done today in the Grand Prix. I feel like if Verstappen leads at the end of lap 1, he'd probably lead at the end of lap 71. But yeah, here comes the theme tune, and we are nearly there, guys. We're nearly there for round 11. Let me whack these on. This is a tune. Full hype. Let me sort that out so it doesn't bang into the microphone all afternoon. And then we're cushy and we're ready. Oh, look at how I might have to change the green screen settings. Let's just see how it is when we get on to boom, let's go. Let's see if it's still flickering and all that in a minute. Let's see how we go. I can mess with the settings if I need to. Doing good recover from last night. Oh mate, I'm recovering as well. I had a bit of a heavy one. I was just thinking like half an hour ago, I was thinking the last thing I want to do is be like, I just want to chill, but now I've got to do it, innit? We've got to battle through, and we're here. We love it. Just looking at the circuit then. So quick this track, and such a short lap as well. It's like 1 minute 4s, 1 minute 5s. And yeah, we should have a lot of action. Up into turn 3 is a great overtaking spot. Down to turn 4 as well. Into turn 1 you get the odd move as well. So I expect a lot of battling, just like the Ferraris did yesterday in the sprint. They went wheel to wheel for the first couple of laps. And then we had Schumacher versus Hamilton for most of that sprint race. So let's see what today produces. But I'd love to see a Ferrari lead into turn 1. Whether it's Leclerc or Sainz, I don't really mind, but I'd love to see a Ferrari lead in turn 1. I feel like then it could potentially make this a lot more interesting. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I think Verstappen's got this on lockdown. If he leads the first lap, he's looking pretty good. I'll be looking to see Lewis Hamilton coming through as well. He's got to make more progress than he made yesterday. Here's a grid rundown then. Let's go. So Bottas starts from the pit lane. Okay, so Bottas is having, I didn't even realise that, but a new engine. So Bottas from the pit lane. Alonso P19, who didn't even take part in the sprint yesterday. We've got Sebastian Vettel 18th, then Latifi 17th. Yuki Tsunoda will start from 16th. Alexander Albon from 15th. Pierre Gasly lines up 14th. Zhou Guanyu 13th. Not bad at all, especially coming off the back of his horror crash last week in Silverstone. Lance Stroll will start 12th. Daniel Ricciardo just outside the top 10 then. Next to his teammate Lando Norris, who'll start 9th. Mick Schumacher, come on Mick, in the top 10, starts P9. Then we've got 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, starts in between both Haas's in 8th. We've got Magnussen P7. Then we get to Esteban Ocon, most underrated driver on the grid, starts P6. Perez will start from 5th after coming through from 13th in the sprint. So great race yesterday from Perez. But then it's Russell 4th, Sainz 3rd, Leclerc 2nd, and Max Verstappen will start this race from pole position. And I think he's already got like, I want to say he's already got like 3 wins here, you know, at least two, but maybe even 3 wins around this circuit. You know, this is Max's track, and the Ferraris are doing very well to compete with Max here today, and if they beat him, it would be a big statement for the championship to say that this championship is not over. In fact, I am going to change the settings here on this, because we don't want that flickering behind me for the next hour and a half. Filters, let's have a look at this. I can make it better, you see. We don't want it flickering all afternoon. I'll just... Oh no, that's the wrong way. I'll try. Let's see how we go. See how we go with those settings. But yeah, let's make sure the live timings. I tell you what, Martin Brundle in the commentary box doesn't sound well at all. His voice is going. He's like a bit like me with my dodgy voice, but I'll sub in for you, Martin, if you want. You know, I'm on standby. Motorsport Madman on Sky Sports. One day you'll see it. 2028. But, yeah, Martin Brundle's in that commentary box. Struggling, bro. 72 laps. Bro, there's going to be David Croft doing all the commentary today, I'll tell you that for nothing. Apart from me, you know what? I come in clutch, you know. I'll give David Croft a run for his money in a couple of years. A couple of years practice of this. I'll give David Croft a run for his money. I like James Allen, me, as a commentator. He was commentating for ITV about 15 years ago. I rated him, man. James Allen was good, but a lot of people didn't like him, but I thought he was the best commentator. Anyway, we've had about a decade of David Croft now, haven't we? Look at the fans here. With these flares, man. But the thing is, if the smoke goes across the track, what's the situation? Look at all this orange smoke, man. I mean, it's fine. It looks great. Wow, yeah, support. But if that blows across the circuit, what's the protocol? What's the protocol for orange smoke? You can't see where you're going. I do not know. Mono Max. Latifi 17, then all last. Yeah, maybe. Go on, there's smoke bombs. Yeah, smoke bombs everywhere, which is fine, but if it all blows across the... Look at the... I don't even watch it on TV. Look at the flipping amount of orange smoke. That's mad. Aye, that's mad. Like, yeah, that's great, but if it blows across the circuit... Driving through orange fog at 200 mile an hour, I don't rate it, you know. I won't back that. Let's see how we go. Yeah, I can move it around like that. Yeah, I can do it. Reminds people of mustard gas, yeah, man. Like a footy day. A lot more flares than a footy day, man. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, yeah, in the footy you might get 1 or 2 flares. You're talking like 50 or 100 flares. It's like, what? Right, anyway, here we go then. We're lining up on the grid for the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix, round 11 of the World Championship. Here we go then. I've messed it up now. Here we go then. Fernando Alonso will be the last man to line up on the grid. Bottas from the pit lane. Yes, Chris. Here we go then. We've got the green flag. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix is go, go, go. And it's Max Verstappen who's got an amazing start. He's straight in the lead straight away. And look at Ocon down the inside then. But it's Hamilton. And Hamilton versus Sainz. And I tell you what, he pushed him well. It's George Russell, versus Sainz. And they're going to head down the turn 4. Look at the smoke. It's Verstappen. It's Verstappen from... Is it Verstappen from Sainz? It's Verstappen. Oh my God, I can't even tell which Ferrari's in second place. I feel like it's Carlos Sainz. No, it's Leclerc. So it's Verstappen, Leclerc. And then we've got Sainz. And now Russell and the other Red Bull, Sergio Perez, go side by side into turn 4 down the hill. Oh, they've collided. They've crashed. Russell hits Perez. And Perez is off. Perez is off then. Russell's hit Perez. And Hamilton's still stuck between. Look at the amount of orange smoke. That's ridiculous. That's too much smoke, man. Wow, that's crazy. Hamilton's still stuck between the two Haases. I got the Ferraris mixed up. The crash helmets are too similar in the Ferraris. I can't tell them apart. For a second, I thought Sainz was up to second, but it's not. It's Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell 4th. Then you've got the Alpine of Esteban Ocon up in 5th. Then in 6th is Kevin Magnussen, Lewis Hamilton to 7th, and then Mick Schumacher in the top 8. Then come the 2 McLarens. Ricciardo's ahead of Norris. But it's Max Verstappen virtually with a perfect start. George Russell had a good start and tried to make up positions. But here we go. Cut to the McLarens then in 9th and 10th. Denver's in the pits. Denver's in Bangkok. Denver's in the house and on it. Oh, he's here! I didn't even... I didn't even clock that you were here. I didn't expect you in the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we get DRS activated at the end of lap 3. So then you'll be balling. How are we doing? Welcome in as well, Tax. Come on, Ricardo. Hey, he's in the top 10. It's probably better than he's been all season, apart from his home race in Australia. So Verstappen got a great start and the Ferraris couldn't even get near him. The Ferraris too busy fighting each other to fight Max. DRS is now enabled then as we end lap 2 and begin lap 3. Fastest lap, Max Verstappen as well. He's already starting to pull away. Ocon's looking quick, you know, in 5th. Put it this way, Ocon's closer to George Russell than Russell is to challenging the Ferraris in front of. Look at Lewis Hamilton scrapping with the 2 Haas guys. I tell you now, Haas are looking quick. Look at Mick Schumacher here. Mick Schumacher's lining up Lewis Hamilton into turn 4. Whoa, go on, Mick. Tell you what, Mick Schumacher's a changed man. He's a different driver. After scoring his... you know, what was he? 6th in Canada in the qualifying. Then he goes on the back of that. He gets points at the British Grand Prix. And now he's in the top 10 in the sprint race yesterday. And he's challenging 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton in the Grand Prix today. Mick Schumacher is in the game. Love it. Because he's had 18 months of anonymity. And you don't want to be anonymous in this game. Because you get slung out rapid. So Mick Schumacher on it then in the top 8. Both Haas's just got the pace this weekend out of nowhere. Here's a go for a replay of the start then. Yeah, Verstappen just covers it off immediately. And it's Russell with a great start then up the inside of... it's Russell up the inside of a Ferrari. Pushes Sainz wide. Comes back on. And must go round the outside of George Russell into turn 3 it was then. And there comes, and it was actually Sergio Perez then who braked really late on the outside of turn 3 and goes side by side with George Russell down to turn 4 it was, until Russell eventually pushes him so wide. Let's have a look then at this incident between Russell and Perez in turn 4. It's very similar to the Hamilton v Alexander Albon one about 2-3 years ago. Here we go for a replay on board with George Russell then. It's so similar to the Hamilton Albon. It's virtually a mirror image of Hamilton versus Albon in, was that 2020? Oh, go. It's just so unfortunate for Sergio as well, who made great progress in the sprint yesterday. Qualified... got his lap deleted in qualifying, started 13th in the sprint and got all the way up to 5th, and now he's got to come back again because he's last, is Sergio Perez after that incident. And yeah, Hamilton made a mistake in turn 1, gave Mick Schumacher a run down to turn 3, and Schumacher's ahead. We've missed it on the, as we're watching those replays, Mick Schumacher has overtaken Lewis Hamilton. Is Lewis struggling? Is he going wide? Is he... This is mad. Haas are quick. You'd be expecting Lewis to make serious progress. Not to be done by a Haas. This is mad. Verstappen just about a second ahead. Leclerc has got to keep him within a second. The gap between Verstappen and Leclerc at the front is 8 tenths. Make that 9 tenths of a second. So close. Remember, you've got to be within a second of the car in front to get the DRS and get the straight line speed advantage over the car in front. But look at this battle then. We're seeing Russell, Ocon, Magnussen, Schumacher and Hamilton all nose to tail in, I suppose you could say, a battle for P4. But Lewis behind the Haas now, just like he was in the sprint. Can he get... I tell you what, he's seen enough of Mick Schumacher's gearbox and rear wing this weekend. That's crazy. Mick doing a hell of a job. Welcome to the stream, Pancino. Out on the beer, boys. Can't hear. Catch you all Tuesday. Yes. Yes, Denver. Catch you all on Tuesday. Cheers for popping in. If you can hear me. Enjoy yourself. Yes. Welcome to the stream, Pancino or Pancino. Max. Yeah, Max is looking pretty good. But Leclerc's keeping him within DRS at the moment. They've dropped Sainz. Sainz is nearly 2.5 seconds behind his teammate Leclerc in third, and then there's a big gap. Then George Russell's 6.5 seconds behind Sainz, so the top three have driven away from the field. And then you've got these 4 cars, 5 cars. You've got Russell, Ocon, Magnussen, Schumacher, and Hamilton nose to tail. Look at this for the lead then. So Leclerc's within half a second. Come on, Charles, then let's have a race. Let's have a race today in the Styrian Mountains. Let's have a race. Don't let Max walk away with it. And I tell you what, Charles Leclerc's looking quick. And he's not letting Max Verstappen walk this race and cruise away and chill out. He's half a second behind the Dutchman. Let's go, Charles. Let's have a race. I back this. I back this pace by Ferrari. This is looking... Do you know, I saw two Red Bulls at the front then. I was confused. It's Perez. They're coming up to lap Perez. They're coming up to lap Perez, look. I was like, how is it a Red Bull 1-2? Oh, Leclerc eyeing it up in turn 3 as they come up to lap Sergio Perez, who had contact with George Russell on the first lap down in turn 4. Come on, Charles. This makes for an interesting race, this, because if Max just cruises away at the front, you know, we're probably looking at the best action being, you know, 6th, 7th, 8th position. But if we can have a battle for the lead, this is what we want. And it's 2 Ferraris against 1 Red Bull as well, with Perez virtually out of the race, out of any contention for the top spots today. It's 1 Red Bull versus 2 Ferraris for the win. Are the live timings updating? Let me know. If they're not, they should be. I'll put the green flag on as well, which I should have done some time ago. But yeah, Leclerc's really close, within 4 tenths. Oh, this is really close between Leclerc and Verstappen. If Verstappen just makes one little mistake, Leclerc's through. He's got a good exit though, as Max out of turn 3. Here comes Leclerc with DRS, but he isn't going to be close enough. Ooh, he's having a look though. Isn't going to be close enough this time round. But lap 9 out of 71 already, and Leclerc looking very quick. Brilliant. We've still got Russell, Ocon, Magnussen, Schumacher, Hamilton. Absolutely nose to tail, by the way. Hamilton just 3 tenths of a second behind Schumacher. That's extremely close. Johnny saying that Max complaining of the tyres already. Max complaining of the front end. Oh, I love that. I love this battle. Oh, Charles is looking. What he needs to do, he needs to line him up in turn 3. Oh God, he's diving for it. Oh, Leclerc goes for the lead. Oh, the side by side in turn 3. Verstappen's just off the curb and just about keeps the position. I didn't expect a Charles dive up the inside here. Oh, and they're going to battle again into turn 4. Oh, Leclerc fancies a look, but dummies and goes round the outside. Max has got the inside line though and keeps the position into turn 4. What a great fight for the lead. We're battling for the lead on lap 10 of the Austrian Grand Prix. This is what it's all about. You can put your fight for P8 in the bin when you've got this going on. Let's go. Nah, you don't want to be complaining, Max. Forget about complaining. It's all fair and square. Never mind, he pushed me off, push you off, whatever. Let's go. Proper race. The thing is, these two squabbling. Look at Carlos Sainz. He's now only a second and a half behind. He's thinking, fancy a bit of this. The more that they fight, the more it's letting Sainz into this battle as well. Brilliant. Let's go. Leclerc get close to Max. He went side by side twice. He's got DRS again going up to turn 3. Oh, no, chill. Just line him up at turn 3 and get him down the hill into turn 4. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's the strat that Charles has got to go for. No, he's not going to be close enough. You've got it. Oh, he's having a look. He had a look again, did Leclerc, into turn 4. But I think the strat's got to be get right behind him, going up the hill to turn 3. Don't dummy a move. Don't even look. Be right behind him and just get a perfect exit. Get the DRS and go down the hill into turn 4. Try and get on the inside line, but I mean, you can even go around the outside of turn 4 if you're quick enough, but it is a bit risky on that outside, and that's the thing. If you're on the outside of turn 4, you are a bit vulnerable to being pushed off the circuit there. But here we go for another lap then. Leclerc versus Verstappen, part 3. Here we go then, up the hill towards turn 3. Is Charles going to go for it? Has a little look. No, just line him up there. Just make sure you're on the money with the brakes, on the money with the power coming out of the corner, and now line him up. DRS, use all your battery now. This is the time. This is the way to do it, Charles. This is the way. Dive to the inside now. He's done it. He's dived to the inside now, just like I said, and he's got the move, and that's how you do it. And that's what I said. Turn 4 is you want. Line him up in turn 3. Do him in turn 4, and Charles Leclerc leads the Austrian Grand Prix. Up there for no one. I haven't been watching this sport for 17 years for nothing. I know how it's done, and he's done it. Charles Leclerc takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix on lap 12. Let's go. We've got a race. We have got a race today. Buzzing. Absolutely. Not that I'm a Leclerc fan. If it was the other way around and Max was going for it, I'd be going for Max. This is brilliant. I just want a good race, and this is perfect. What a move, and that's the way to do it. Never mind the dummies up into turn 3. You just got to tee him up in turn 3. And Leclerc takes the lead. Bomb squad, oh my god, I'm not bothered about the bomb squad in Blackpool. I'm talking about the battle for the lead in the Austrian Grand Prix, Lewis. That's what this stream is about. And George Russell, looking like a slow pit stop it was for George Russell. And now Max is challenging. Max locks up into turn 4. Oh, this is a good race. This is good. This. Chef's kiss. Leclerc versus Verstappen in Austria. You know, I back a quick Ferrari. Look, Verstappen pits. Do you know, I thought as the season wears on, I thought Red Bull are just gonna be clear of Ferrari. I thought is Verstappen just going to dominate this championship? Is he going to win 10 races in a row and win the championship in Suzuka like round 17 or something? I was thinking, the championship could be a bit dead here. Nah, Ferrari's still got the pace. The fact that Leclerc can go wheel to wheel, he can beat Max in a track that Max has gone so well at. The potential's there, whether he does or not. We see how the strategies play out. We see how the pace plays out. But the fact is, Ferrari's still got it, you know. They've still, you know, because in the back of my head the last few weeks I'm thinking Max is going to walk this championship. I'll be honest with you, that's what I've been thinking the last few weeks. I'm thinking, yeah, you know, Ferrari have had a go, but Max will walk it. But nah, you know what? Charles can go wheel to wheel with Max and win. And we need to see more of it in the second half of the season. But Ferrari is still well within a shout this year. And Lewis still stuck behind Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen. Oh, he's going for a move though. He's Lewis Hamilton. Oh God, they're side by side in like turn 7. This is unusual. Lewis Hamilton passes Mick Schumacher in turn 8. That is, the word is bang on from Martin Brundle. Unorthodox. Hamilton up to P5 then. And Look at this. At the moment, I mean, there's couple of guys are taking pit stops at the moment, but we mention it while it's there. Haas are 4th and 6th. Haas are 4th and 6th in the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix at the moment. Imagine predicting that last season. You'd be told, what planet are you on? Here comes Lewis then. He's teeing up Kevin Magnussen for P4 here. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then down the inside into turn 4. Oh, it's a nice move. And he's passed both Haas's now. He's been stuck behind them all sprint race. He's been stuck behind them for the first dozen laps here today. But on lap 15, within half a lap, he passes both of them. And now he's got clear track in front of him as 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Now he's got to hunt down Esteban Ocon, who's a dark horse. He's a dark horse. And I tell you what, Esteban Ocon is having a fantastic little race there. Look at Max then, having taken his pit stop, he wants to be past Mick Schumacher immediately. Max Verstappen looking quick then on the brand new hard tyres. He's got to get him into turn 1. Oh, he's not. Oh, he's not. Is he going to tee it up? Haas is quick, bro. Haas is quick. Hamilton doing bits. He's moving now. Hamilton on the move. And Max Verstappen needs to get this job done immediately on his fresh tyres and does him round the outside. Max Verstappen takes P5 then. He's already done a pit stop, of course. But passes Mick Schumacher. Martin Brundle sounds so ill in the commentary box. Sub me in, bro. I'm here. Give me a call. I'm in. I do it for free. You know what I mean? But yeah, Leclerc got a 3-second lead over Carlos Sainz. Ocon 15 seconds behind that, but having a great race there. Up in P3. And why is Lewis getting blue flags? You're mad, bro. Unless the blue flags are for oh yeah, the blue flags are for Perez in front then. So Perez is a lap down. Lewis hasn't pitted yet. So right, in a nutshell then, the Ferraris haven't reacted to Verstappen pitting at all. The Ferraris and Lewis haven't reacted to Verstappen pitting. They don't back it. They don't back pitting on lap 14, 15. They're going longer. I'm sure the strategy, they do like a predicted strategy before the race starts, and I swear the predicted strategy, you're supposed to go to like lap 25 or something like that. I'm sure you're not supposed to be pitting on lap 14, 15. You're just not. Because if Verstappen wants to try a one-stop strategy, what's he doing? 50 laps? 55 laps or something? Or, 55 laps on a set of hard tyres? Is that possible? Is Max doing... Max has got to be looking at a 2-stop, surely. But he is rocking up to the back of Lewis Hamilton then for 3rd. Lewis saying tyres are good. I think the Ferraris and Lewis are going to do a 1-stop. And I think Max might be on a 2-stop strategy. Further backed up by the fact he seems to be pushing it on these hard tyres as well. He doesn't look like he's going to be doing 55 laps on these hard tyres. He's pushing it. He's going for it. I think Max is on a 2-stop here, which is interesting. Here comes Max then, teeing up Lewis Hamilton, going up the hill to turn 3. He's on the outside. Lewis has got the inside. Ooh. I think Max will get him down to turn 4 though. Lewis defends it well. Oh, this could be tasty. But Max has got the DRS and sails past Hamilton down into turn 4 then. It was a clean move between them two. Whoa. Probably about the only clean overtake they've had in the last 18 months, Hamilton and Verstappen. But no, Max with the DRS down to turn 4, then sailed round the outside. Nothing Lewis could do about that. Tried to defend it on the inside, but Max back up to P3 then. So he's 17 seconds behind Carlos Sainz, who's P2. I think Ferrari have got a better strategy here. Unless Max is absolutely rapid. Unless Max is going to be closing in on him at a second a lap. I'll back Ferrari today here. This is be interesting how this plays out. Oh, it was a good move by Max though. And now we cut to what's this fight then? Is this Tsunoda, Zhou, and Alonso? I think it is. This is the battle for P6. Although, yeah, Alonso's Alonso in the Alpine. It's a shame as well, Alonso being so out of position. You know, he could have had a good weekend. I reckon Alpine are easily the fourth fastest car, I'd say. He's trying side by side with Zhou Guanyu into turn 6. Difficult to make an overtake there. But yeah, it's a shame Alonso's so out of position. It really is. You've got Ocon up there. Well, he's now stopped Esteban Ocon, so he's down to 10th. But, you know, Ocon can get a top 5 here. And Alonso should be up there as well. They've got a quick car. We see where Haas end up as well. You know, they're 11th and 13th now. They've obviously pitted as well. But both Ferraris, we're on lap 20 now of 71, and both Ferraris still haven't stopped. So definitely on different strategies to Max Verstappen, who stopped on what, lap 15, lap 14. You know, Ferrari not reacting to that at all. Neither is Mercedes. Alonso all over the gearbox of Zhou Guanyu here. On the exit of turn 4, you've got to be so careful. Is he going to try it? Is he going to try into turn 6? No. There's not many overtaking to turn 6 round here. Replay on board with Mick Schumacher then. Going up the hill towards turn 3 against Daniel Ricciardo, and he's down the inside. Against Norris, is it? I'm sure that was Daniel Ricciardo's lid. But Ocon, I tell you what, Ocon can get a top 5 today. And now we've got the two Alpines nose to tail, so Ocon's caught up to this trio. I don't think the trio of in fact, I'm pretty confident the trio of Tsunoda, Zhou, and Alonso, they've not pitted. But Esteban Ocon has pitted and is looking quick. Plan E? No, that's ridiculous. I've never heard that before. There's no way they're on Plan E. There's no way that... Was it to Leclerc, that radio message? There's no way Leclerc's remembering 5 plans. That's ridiculous. Can't be right, that. Plan E. Plan Q. The 18th plan. No, mate. You can't be doing that. I mean, I've heard of a plan A, plan B. Maybe a plan C if it all goes tits up. But plan E? Look at this. DRS train. But Ocon's got to be making progress. He's got to pass these two quick. He's already ahead of teammate Alonso's let him through. But Ocon needs to get these two out of the way. Did they mean plane? Planey. Nah, plan E. Oh, Ocon does a nice switchback on Zhou Guanyu. And he's got the inside line in down into turn 4. He'll get the job done here, will Esteban Ocon. The wheel to wheel. Ocon and Zhou Guanyu, but Ocon gets the job done and up into P7, but needs to overtake Yuki Tsunoda as well quick. I tell you what, Zhou Guanyu's still on the outside into turn 6, but Ocon does get the job done eventually. So the Ferraris are not pitted yet. The Ferraris are still out there, but Verstappen's closing in now. It's going to be interesting how this plans out. Appreciate you, Ernesto. Yeah, anybody that's new to the channel, watching it for the first time, if you're into Formula 1, get yourself subscribed on live every single qualifying and every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship. Obviously, just getting the channel going. First season I've done it. So any new people to the stream, I appreciate you massively. Trying to get this thing going. But yeah, Ocon's down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda, and that's the way to do it. He's passed all 3 of those cars in 3 laps, and now he can get on with it. He's got clear track ahead of him, and Ocon can get a top 5 here today. And as I say that, Yuki Tsunoda tries it back round the outside, down the hill into turn 4, but no, not on your old hard tyres, Yuki. I tell you what, Alonso keeps having a look into turn 6 on Zhou Guanyu, but that's not the one. And the Haas guys are coming up behind now. You've got Magnussen, Norris and Schumacher coming up behind this battle. Oh God, are you going to go side by side into turn 8, really? Into turn 9, I mean. Final corner. Oh, he's got a bad exit now, Alonso. I tell you what, here we go for Kevin Magnussen then. Go on then, Kevin. Oh, go on, Kevin dives up the inside of it with a 3 wide. Woo! Kevin Magnussen drifting round the corner. Here comes Zhou Guanyu back at it. And wow, what a fight this is. Kevin Magnussen fully licked the stamp and sent it then. And here comes Lando Norris. What a race we've got in the midfield here. No contact. Absolutely clean racing. This is fantastic. Lando Norris has just made up about 3 positions in 2 corners. And he's going for Magnussen. Lando Norris. But Magnussen breaks late. Oh, Magnussen's got it back. This is brilliant. This is really good. I tell you what, these 2022 cars with the ground effect, they can race close. We are seeing that in the last 2 races. We had a great battle for P2 in Silverstone last week. We're having a great, it's like 4 or 5 car clusters can just race each other wheel to wheel without losing much downforce in the corners, and that brilliant fight there between, what was it, Magnussen, Norris, Alonso, Tsunoda. Brilliant. Norris making the little dance, mate. I'm loving this. We're 5 cars, but I mean, you don't get this in ranked, Sean. 5 cars going wheel to wheel and no incidents. This is brilliant. And Mick Schumacher trying it on. Fernando Alonso. I tell you what, Mick's. You've got Magnussen in 8th, Schumacher in 11th in the minute, but Schumacher looking, he's putting a nose down the inside, and Alonso lets him go. Mick Schumacher up into the top 10. Let's go. Hey, Stroll. Hey, by the way, Stroll hasn't pitted in 5th. Work that one out. Go on, Lance. Second warning track limits for Max Verstappen, who's must be pushing it to the limit out on his own there in P3 on the hard tyres. Wow. When are the Ferraris and Hamilton going to... the 2 Ferraris, Hamilton and Stroll, when are they going to pit? Here we go, cut to Sergio Perez in the pits then. Oh, has he got a penalty? What's going on? Perez is retiring. Perez is retiring from the race. I was like, is he doing a stop-go penalty? It's like, what's that about? But no, Sergio Perez becomes the first retirement from the Austrian Grand Prix. As we see Charles Leclerc in the pits from the lead. They're on completely different strategies. Verstappen will take like a 10-second lead in the race now, but how it's all going to pan out with Verstappen seemingly on a 2-stop strategy and the Ferraris are going to be on a 1-stop. I assume Sainz will be in on the very next lap. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then. I tell you what. So the Ferraris have got a full pit stop in hand on Lewis Hamilton. Oh, come on. Come on, Mercedes. I thought you were back in the game in Silverstone. Lewis could have won. Now you're a pit stop behind. No, but he's been held up and Lewis has been stuck behind. He's out of position. If Lewis had started in the top 5, could he have competed? Where's George Russell going to end up? Down in P12 at the minute. I don't think this is going to plan for George Russell. I feel like I feel like he's done a pit stop and got stuck behind. Got stuck behind the McLarens and that whole scrap we saw. We'll see how it pans out in the end. But yeah, it is Carlos Sainz going to pit at the very... Yeah, no worries, Sean. It is Carlos Sainz going to pit then the very next lap after Charles Leclerc. And how's this going to pan out? Where's it going to throw Lewis? It's a good question, man. You know, it's a good question. Lewis is going to have to come through the pack again, put it that way. He's going to pit, and then he's going to be down maybe outside the top 10. He's going to be down with the Haases and, you know, Norris and Alonso and that, and he's going to have to re-overtake them all again. You know, this is... But Lewis has got to worry about Carlos Sainz on his brand new set of hard tyres, who's going to be coming out in quick. Replay on board with Mick Schumacher. Is he going to pass another McLaren up the hill to turn? Now he passes Norris. I did have it right. He passed Ricciardo before. Now Mick Schumacher passes Lando Norris. Take a vote. Nah, that's fair enough. That looked fine to me. I don't know what they're moaning at. I mean, it was close. Of course it is. You know, there's not much room, but you're fighting for position. It seemed fair enough to me from Mick Schumacher. And we've got both Haases in the top 8. Sainz has passed Hamilton then easily on these brand new tyres. That's because Lewis is in the pits then. So Hamilton pits on lap 29. A bit of a dodgy pit stop. 4.1 seconds, which is what? Double, you know, twice as long as what it should be. But here he comes on the pit lane exit then. Who we've got out on circuit there? Is that Lance Stroll, who's not yet pitted? Is that Stroll and Ocon? He could do with getting ahead of Ocon here. Ooh, it's going to be wheel to wheel. And this is 4th position, this. Hamilton against Ocon, and Ocon just gets ahead. I tell you what, I told you about this Ocon getting a top 5. He's on the... Alpine are quick. Hamilton's got a job on here. I tell you, Lewis is... Oh, Lewis might be stuck now here. Because that Alpine is no slouch. Lance Stroll's 4th. Come on, Lance. On a completely alternate strategy, Lance Stroll, 30 laps into the race on mediums. P4, go on, lad. Obviously, it's going to drop right down outside the points when he pits, and he does pit now, Lance Stroll, and he kind of it's a weird pit lane entry. Hamilton couldn't hit the apex because you've got Lance Stroll on the inside, heading to the pit lane. But Lewis needs to get this done pretty quickly. Is he going to go with turn 1? Ooh, he had a look. But didn't get the move into turn 1. He's got to line him up. He's got to be past him quickly, or else this could be a long afternoon for Lewis. If he doesn't get this job done now, go on, they're doing it to turn 3, then up the hill they go. Lewis dives down the inside, he's got the job done. It's going to be interesting into turn 4, this, you know, because Ocon's going to get the run here. Ocon's going to get the slipstream all the way down the hill. Can Lewis keep the position? That's nice, getting Esteban straight away within a lap of coming out of the pits. Lewis on for a good result. McLaren's being passed left, right and centre then, as we see Russell passing Daniel Ricciardo for P9. And a replay with the Hamilton versus Ocon then. Haas is looking good, Michael. Welcome to the stream. No penalty for Sainz after the start. What did he do? What did Sainz do at the start? Behind Stroll. Stroll was balling money then up there in P4. He's on the race of his life. He's loving it. But now he's pitted now as Lance Stroll down to 15th. But Haas is really looking good. And you like it, do you, Michael? Yeah. Get yourself subscribed. You're not already, Michael. We're new on the Formula 1 scene. But you know, give it 2 or 3 years. We might have a bit of a following. That's the plan anyway. See how we go. See how we go. But yeah, interesting how the Ferraris and Red Bull are on such a different strategy. And look at this Leclerc then, rocking up to the back of Verstappen. So what's the plan here then for Max? Is Max due to stop again then pretty relatively soon? And then what, for another set of mediums, I would assume. And then hopefully be like a second a lap quicker than Leclerc is now. And as Leclerc's tyres get old towards the end of the race, Max will be on fresher tyres. Is that the idea? Because Max looks like a sitting duck here as Charles Leclerc's within DRS, getting within half a second, and looking like he's going to pass Max for a second time today. The alternate strategies. Oh, I tell you what, Leclerc's quick in this phase of the Grand Prix. Obviously, Verstappen's hard tyres, what, 10, 15 laps older than Charles's. 5 second penalty for Pierre Gasly. Track limits. He's the first man to get a penalty for track limits. Here comes Charles Leclerc then for the lead against Max Verstappen up to turn 3 and easily gets it. Charles Leclerc retakes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix on lap 33, and Max Verstappen was easy meat. He didn't even defend it. He knew it was coming. They're on different strategies though, and Max has got to trust that. Max has got to trust that he's going to pit again and he's going to be rapid. Max has got to have an absolute unbelievable last third of the Grand Prix. We're coming up to half race distance now, 33 or 71, coming up to halfway through. I think Max has got to win this. I mean, he's got to be absolutely... He's going to have to be a rocket in the last third of the race. I just don't see. I think Ferrari have got this. And Ferrari needed to have this. Leclerc needed to have this for the championship. I mean, look at the gap. Easy pickings, wasn't it, Jordan? Easy pickings. How many times have we said Max Verstappen's easy pickings since his debut in Formula 1? When? 2016. Not often easy pickings, but he was then, Max, on the alternate strategy. I just don't see Max winning it from here. Oh, look at the two Haas's there. Mick Schumacher, a replay on board with Mick, and takes Kevin Magnussen into turn 9. Mick Schumacher. Schumacher's in 6th. Go on then, Mick. I love it. So many weeks, so many times I've seen Mick Schumacher come home P14, P17, P13, P18, and it's like, will this guy ever get a break? And the last 2 races, I said it in quali. The last 2 races, Mick Schumacher has had more television coverage in the last 2 Grand Prix weekends than he's had in the last 18 months combined. All of a sudden, he switched it on. He's thought, do you know what? I'm having this. I'm taking this by the scruff of the neck. And Haas just got pace. I don't know whether it's track dependent, but sometimes Haas just come out of the box one weekend and they're just quick, and then the next weekend they ain't. They're knocked out in Q1 and they're at the back. Austria suits them, and they're both in the top 7. I love it. I do keep mentioning Haas because they are my favourite team because I love an underdog, and Mick Schumacher's dad, the great Michael Schumacher, was my childhood hero, so there's a place in my heart for Mick, and love to see him doing well, and he's up in the top 6 as we are on board. Bit of a finger wag from Fernando Alonso. Is that I don't know if it's Tsunoda or he's side by side at 200 mile an hour on the grass giving it. Was it Yuki alongside him? Let me work it out on the timing screens. Yeah, it would have been Yuki Tsunoda giving the old... No. Whatever happened to Cyril at Renault? Yeah, he's gone, hasn't he? I don't know. Whatever happened to Eric Boulier? You know, he was at McLaren, Renault, Lotus. I don't know. A couple of these guys has like disappeared. Cyril Abiteboul. I don't know where it was. I don't know if he's still involved in Formula One. If anyone knows, in chat, let me know. But he has done the full Casper the Ghost mode, hasn't he? As has Eric Boulier. And now we're seeing Carlos Sainz right behind Verstappen as well. I don't know how this is going to pan out for Max. I tell you, Max is looking at a P3 at best, I would say. We're looking at a Ferrari 1-2 in Austria. Oof. And Max pits, is it? Yeah, Verstappen pits for a second time then on lap 37. What tyres is he bringing? Soft tyre? Oh no, hard. I saw a little red stripe. I was like, soft? Now, Verstappen's going to be on a brand new set of hard tyres. I'd have got medium, I think. Maybe they haven't got a brand new set of medium tyres. But all things being equal, I probably would have gone a set of mediums. Because what's that, 33 laps? You've got less fuel. I probably would have gone medium. But it is a set of hard tyres then for Max Verstappen. And he can only hope that he's absolutely rapid now on these tyres. Other than that, I feel like he's staring down the barrel of a podium, which is still a decent result, but not what he was hoping for today. Especially with all his fans there as well. I'd say it's got to be more than 90% Verstappen fans today, surely. Max struggling. He's pitted. I don't know. He's totally out of sync, though. Verstappen with a two-stop strategy. I assume the Ferraris and I assume Hamilton on a one-stop. They're going to preserve the tyres to the end, whereas Max is just going to go hell for leather. Whether he can catch, the gap would be 25 seconds. I've not seen it on the timing screen, but I imagine the gap between Sainz and Verstappen is like 22 seconds. Something like that. He's got to make up that in, it's 20 seconds. If Max wants to win this, he's going to have to be a second a lap quicker than the Ferraris consistently for the rest of the race and then pass them. It's ambitious, that. It's ambitious. Well, and I tell you what, this is the thing. This is the other thing. Max can't completely go hell for leather because there's still 35 laps. Like he's been told on the team radio. It's not like he's on a final sprint, 15 laps to go, let's have it. Take all the rubber out of the tyres, take all the grip and go for it. He's still got to be you've got to catch the Ferraris, but you've also got to bear in mind there's 30 odd laps to go, which is a tricky position to be in. It's like, go for it, but save the tyres as well. The two don't go hand in hand. But I'll be looking at that gap. It's 18.6 now. He's making good progress. The thing is, by the time, even if he does catch the Ferraris, by the time he gets there, his tyres will be pretty worn out. I mean, the Ferrari's tyres will be even worse off, but by the time Max gets there, he won't be on fresh tyres anymore, will he? But we'll see how it pans out. It is interesting when the leaders go on completely different strategies. But it is Leclerc with a 6-second lead over teammate Carlos Sainz. Verstappen closing in 18.3 behind Sainz now. Hamilton up there in P4. I don't know what's happened to George Russell. He has been... George started, fourth and stayed fourth in the early stages, but I don't think this has really panned out for George Russell, who's ninth at the moment, and just behind, he's sort of battling for P7. You've got Magnussen, Norris and George Russell sort of all battling for P7, but it's not really panned out for George Russell. We've still got both Haas's in the top 7. They're having a great race. Schumacher ahead of Magnussen. As we see, Vettel off. So Vettel spun off. I can see a bit of debris. You've got to be careful. He's reversing into the racing line. Gets the car going again. We've got yellow flags, but he's managed to spin the car around, and he's back underway again. So we're green flags. But I saw not only stones on the circuit, not only gravel on the circuit, but I'm sure there was some carbon. Yeah, this is what Martin's saying now. There's some carbon fibre debris on the circuit as well. Let's have a look then. Is he battling Yuki Tsunoda? So no, that's Yuki Tsunoda, isn't it? Oh no, it's Pierre Gasly. Sorry, they were right. So he's battling Pierre Gasly. He's on the outside. It's the same thing. We see this incident every year now. This is so common. If you're on the outside of turn 4, it's so vulnerable, and people tend to like lock wheels, and the guy on the outside just gets spun off. You know, we've seen this like 4 or 5 times in the last 3 years now, and it's just happened now again. Pierre Gasly tags Sebastian Vettel, who was on the outside of turn 4, spins him off into the gravel, sending loads of debris onto the track, but got the car back underway and down in 17th. Russell pits then on lap 41. Is this his second stop, I assume? George Russell pits from P9. That looks like a scrub set of hard. That's not a brand new set of hard tyres, is it? George Russell comes out of the pits then with 30 laps to go on a scrub set of hards. As we see Lando Norris versus Kevin Magnussen. And Norris gets the job done then. So Norris up into P7. But Kevin Magnussen fancies it. Look back. And we're going to be battling down into turn 4. Norris has got the inside line. Go on then, Kevin. No, can't get the position back. And Norris makes it stick. So the McLarens are slowly making progress in this race. The qualified, I think, was it like 14th and 15th. Then by the end of the sprint race, I think they were 11th and 12th. And now, more than halfway through the Austrian Grand Prix, they're up to 7th and 9th. So they're slowly, throughout the weekend, McLaren have slowly been making progress. And Ricciardo inside the points then for probably only the 3rd time this season. At the moment, we've got Alexander Albon as well, having a great race there in P10 at the moment. I don't know what his strategy is, whether he's out of sync or what. But Alexander Albon, P10 at the moment. Get in. Welcome to the stream, Albert. Sorry I've not been reading the chat. I have been in the zone. But Verstappen is not good. I'll say Verstappen's probably the most talented racing driver in the world, but we all have our opinions. Verstappen's secure in that 3rd with that pit. You know, I think it is. Russell passes Zhou Guanyu then up into turn 3. And look at these battles. The battle in the midfield is rife. What's a Ferrari doing there? Is that lapped? He's coming up to lap him. So you've got guys squabbling for like 9th, 10th and 11th. And then you've got Carlos Sainz coming up to lap them all. Chaos. But yeah, I think Verstappen is pretty much secure in 3rd here. He's closing in, but not at the speed he needs to. The gap was 20 seconds when Verstappen came out of the pits. He's now 16.2, you know, so he's closed 4 seconds in, what, half a dozen laps. You know, he's under 16 seconds. We'll see how it goes. He might, by the end of the race, be within reach of the Ferraris, but by then his tyres are going to be pretty worn out anyway. So, I don't know. If Max wins from here, put it this way, if Max wins from here, it's unbelievable. You know, it's fantastic. If Max wins it from here, it'd be incredible, but a replay of Vettel being spun out. We are on lap 44 of 71 then. And it's Charles Leclerc that leads by 4.5 seconds to Carlos Sainz, who's coming through traffic, lapping traffic. And Verstappen 15 seconds behind. He is closing up, you know. What was it? 16.8. He's gone from 16.8 to 15 in a lap. Obviously with Sainz going through, navigating some lap traffic. Interesting. Max is closing in at some kind of a rate here. There's still a chance. You never know. He could pull a madness, could Verstappen. But it would be... Yeah, this is yet to pan out. We'll see how we go. George Russell then looking quick after his pit stop, and straight past Mick Schumacher then immediately. So he's making a lot of progress now, George Russell. As I said, you know, it's not really going to plan. He's pitted and now he's rapid up to P8 then. So he's gone from 11th to 8th in the last couple of laps. Lance Stroll tries to fight it back. They're going to go side by side into turn 6 here. You got to be careful. Oh, he's down the outside. Oh, he tries to turn in, but Stroll's there. And Lance Stroll stays ahead. But now, Russell into turn 8. Well, into turn 7, I mean. And, yes, Stroll. Russell gets the job done on Stroll eventually. It took a few attempts. But Russell up into the top 8 now. Alonso there in 7th. Ricciardo's in the pits. He was 6th. Oh, here comes the Haas then. Mick Schumacher versus Lance Stroll. Go on then, Mick. Schumacher P8. Stroll is looking to fight it back though. Is Stroll going to dive bomb it? He is. Lance Stroll's dive bombs Mick Schumacher in turn 3. Wow. We've had great racing today. I think Mick's going to do him back into turn 4. Go on then. Oh, Mick's on the outside. That's not the place to be. Outside of turn 4, as we know, is a dangerous position. And Mick doesn't fancy it. He does a switch back immediately. Are they going to be side by side in turn 6? Oh, you've got to be careful there. Is he going to do what? What a race we've had in the midfield. This is the battle for 8th. Ricciardo's 6th, get in. Not anymore. He was briefly, yeah, but he didn't stop. He's now down in P14, the McLarens. And now 13th and 14th. Obviously, they won't stop again. Maybe a couple of guys above them will stop again. Maybe McLaren can scrape a point or two, but it won't be any better than that. Black and white flag for car 44. Lewis Hamilton. Track limits. Ooh, wow. These guys have got to be careful. You know, they're going to start getting time penalties. Pierre Gasly's already got a 5-second time penalty. But I reckon a couple of the others are in trouble. Welcome in, Aways. You join us on lap 47 out of 71 of the Austrian Grand Prix as we're on board with Lando Norris, who passes Yuki Tsunoda for P12. This race is all over the place in terms of strategies. You think someone's doing really well, and then because they're out of sync with the pit stops, you'll think, oh, he's doing well, he's up in fifth. Bang, pits. 15th. You just don't know. It's one of those situations where once we get to the last dozen laps, then we can start to say, right, no one else is going to do any more pit stops. That's it now. Once we get to the last 10 laps, then we see the true order, because at the moment it's like people out of position all over the place, and it's been great racing. It's hard to follow who's on what strategy, but it's been great racing, especially in the midfield, as we see Mick Schumacher going round the outside of Lance Stroll, and Kevin Magnussen fancies it as well. Stroll loses 2 positions in the space of 5 seconds there into turn 3, and the Haas have been nose to tail all through the sprint race and through the full Grand Prix today then, in 8th and 9th, tagging each other along are the 2 Haases. Good teamwork, and looking at a handful of points. I'm doing good Aways. Sun's beating down. You know, not many in the stream today because the weather's so good in it. Enjoying it yesterday. Bit of a party yesterday. Feeling a bit ropey, but we fight on, innit? We fight on. I can't very well say in my intro I'm live for every single Grand Prix and then miss one because I'm a bit hungover. Then I would be in the bin. So now we're here, and I'll be straight out back outside again after this one. Finishes in about 22 laps to go of the Austrian Grand Prix, but it's been really good, really entertaining to watch. We've virtually seen, in terms of overtakes, this will be top for the season. In terms of I tell you what, this is weird because Sainz, Leclerc, who's a lap up, is on old tyres, and so the Alpine on newer tyres is actually quicker and unlaps himself. This is weird, man. The Alpine has unlapped himself. Alpine are quick, you know. Look at Alpine 5th and 6th. I mean, Alonso, I assume Alonso's got a pit again. Maybe he'll try and keep up. So, Ferrari can't do the one stop. At least Charles Leclerc's not doing a one stop because he's in. Hey, don't count Max out at this rate. Good God. With 21 laps to go, it's going to be Max being hunted down by the Ferraris. I assume they'll bring Sainz in on the next lap. We are definitely in for an interesting final phase. Wow, the Ferraris are going to be hunting down Max Verstappen in the last 20 laps here. So what's the gap? Oh, Leclerc's got this. Oh, Leclerc's got this. Oh, Leclerc's gonna he's only half a dozen seconds behind Verstappen. And he's on much fresher tyres. Ferrari have got this, unless they, Ferrari have got this on lockdown, Interesting. Sweating me. Yeah, it's been a sweaty. He's been busy on the City Extras, Jordan. So Sainz pits then. So Leclerc and Sainz on the same strategy. They're just mirroring each other's strategies. This is going to be exciting. This is the two Ferraris hunting down Max Verstappen in the closing stages of the Austrian Grand Prix for the win. Let's go. This is how it's all panning out. And then we've got Lewis Hamilton, who is 7 seconds behind the Ferraris in P4. It's a strong race. It's a strong race from Lewis. And then the two Alpines, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, 5th and 6th. I don't know if Fernando's going to stop again, is he? Latifi pits. George Russell team radio. Yeah, Russell complaining how we're so slow. He's not had a... he come out of the pits on the fresh tyres and overtook a couple of cars, but he's not had the strongest of races, I'd say, George Russell, as Nicholas Latifi retires from the race with 20 laps to go. So Latifi's out, Perez out earlier on after suffering damage, being spun off in turn 4, carried on for another few laps and retired. Latifi comes to second retirement, and Hamilton pits then on lap 52. Go on, whack a set of soft tyres on that. What are they putting on it? Hard. Oh, mediums. Okay, medium. I'd love to see whack a set of softs on, but then 19 laps is a bit long to go. But brand new medium tyre. Lewis is going to be quick as well. Is he going to lose position? I think it's a case for Mercedes. It'd have been 4th either way, because he comes out of the pits 4th anyway. So he had a full pit stop. He had more than a full pit stop in hand to the Alpines behind. So you might as well pit him and go for it. Rather than, what you're going to do, follow Sainz home, lose half a second a lap, you know, it's just going to fizzle out, or you pit him, put fresh mediums on, and say, have a go. You know, Lewis is going to be flat out now for 19 laps, see what he can do from there. But here comes Charles Leclerc for the lead then. He's going to have to pass Verstappen for a third time to win this race. Such is the differences in strategies. Leclerc looking to line up Verstappen for the third time today, and he's looking round the outside. Oh, this is going to be close into turn 3. Side by side it is then for the lead. Verstappen's got the inside line, but Leclerc pulls a beautiful switchback. And Charles Leclerc takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix for a third time on lap 53. Wow, what a race we've had today. Verstappen tries it into turn 4 but can't get the position back because Leclerc's got those fresh boots on. And Ferrari have got this race. As the strategies start to pan out now and we start to see the real positions of where everyone is, Ferrari have got this, you know. What if we got 16, 17 laps to go? You know, the battle's going to be, you know, can Verstappen keep Sainz behind him? You know, we could be on for a Ferrari 1-2 in Austria. Which is what they needed, what Ferrari needs. It's, to be fair, it's what the championship needs as well. We need Leclerc. We need Ferrari to beat Verstappen, to beat Red Bull fair and square. Whether it's through strategy, on-track action, we needed Ferrari to beat Red Bull. And looks like they've got the job done today. Black and white flag for Mick Schumacher. Track limits, I tell you what, they're all pushing the luck on track limits, all of them. Amount of times I've seen Ferrari versus Verstappen in this race, mate, I can't count. It's nuts. You know, I was just saying that's the third time Leclerc's had to pass Max just to win the race. Like, it's nuts. Great pick from the Ferraris. Yeah, they've got the right strategy. The Ferraris. Sainz versus Max next. It is. But before that, Russell does Fernando Alonso, and he's coming through in the late stages. You know, as I was saying, as the strategies start to pan out, you know, I was thinking, why is George in like P10, 11? But now, as things start to pan out, he's up to 6th. Mercedes 4th and 6th. But not too bad for George Russell in the end then, with about 16 laps to go. And yes, Sainz is catching Verstappen. Sainz is 2.2 seconds behind Verstappen for second place in the race. And cut to that battle now as they're passing lapped traffic. But yeah, Sainz, is Verstappen going to be easy meat? Lewis questioning the strategy of the Mercedes, but I think they had nothing to lose. You know, like I was saying, he would have been 4th either way. You might as well whack a new set of mediums on and go for it. But Sainz sets the fastest lap, and he's already right behind Verstappen. You know, he's closing in a second a lap. This is going to be done. Probably next lap, Sainz will be through. And, you know, we're looking at the closing stages. Leclerc from Sainz is looking like it's going to be, if he can get the move done cleanly. Cheers, Martin. Yeah, if you are new to the stream, and if you are enjoying this race, it's been a hell of a race, to be fair. Especially in the midfield. And up front as well with the Ferraris and Red Bulls. If you are enjoying it, please do drop me a like. You know, just getting the channel going at the start of this season. So any bit of feedback and interaction is extremely valuable and much appreciated. So please do drop me a like. Obviously helps the channel, helps it get recognised. But look at this then, Sainz closing right to the back of Verstappen here. It's a big statement, you know, if Ferrari can slap a 1-2 on Red Bull here. With 90% of the fans with Max Verstappen t-shirts on. You know, it's beating them in their own back garden, really. Well, beating Max in his own back garden. It's sort of like a second home race for Verstappen, this, the amount of fans he's got. And he's already got, I think he's... What's going on? Oh, there's a blow-up, engine blow-up. Carlos Sainz. Oh, God, Ferrari reliability again. Hamilton's looking at a podium. I can't believe this. Ferrari, I said this a few weeks ago, I've never seen championship contenders with such poor reliability. Ferrari again, and it's on fire. Carlos Sainz's engine's on fire. He needs to get out of the car. Forget about reversing it. Just get out of the car, man. This is ridiculous. Ferrari are going to lose this championship on reliability, not on pace. He needs to get out of the car. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they need to stop the car. He needs to get out. Jesus Christ. He's rolling backwards. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out of the car. We're all right. Jesus Christ. Car rolling backwards with it on fire. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, virtual safety car at the minute. I'll click that on, but I think we're going to get a full safety car here. What the hell, man? Ferrari again. No, he didn't get burnt there. There was a couple of seconds there I was thinking, just jump out. You know what I mean? The car's rolling backwards. Get the hell out of there. I can't believe the reliability from... You can't win the championship with reliability like this. This is what? It's like fourth DNF. Nah, mate. We've had years of like Mercedes. You know, Hamilton's been through like 2-3 seasons in a row without a DNF. Do you know what I mean? Like Lewis has had seasons for Mercedes with no mechanical problems, no technical issues whatsoever. He's gone through full seasons, championship winning seasons without any problems. And this championship is riddled with unreliability, and I don't know why the engines haven't changed. I don't understand. Every week you've got you've got 2 Red Bulls and 2 Ferraris in every race. Obviously, how often have both Red Bulls and both Ferraris finished the race? A couple of times out of the first 11 races. You know, how many times have we seen a Ferrari or a Red Bull not fit? I mean, last week, Perez conked out, I think. I mean, they lose track. The week before that, Leclerc. The week before that, you know, Perez again. The week before that, Sainz. It's just mad, the unreliability. I've never seen such poor reliability from championship contending cars before. You can't. How can you? You can have the perfect strategy like they had today. You can have the perfect strategy. You can have the best driver in the world. But if your engine's setting on fire with 23 laps to go, you know, or whatever it was. No, it wasn't 23 laps to go. It was like 13 laps to go. If your engine's setting on fire with 13 laps to go, you ain't winning any championship. That's ridiculous. He was up a hill as well. That's why he was. The virtual safety car's ending. Then we're going to get this race back underway in a minute. We see the replay. That engine just going bang. Flipping moth. That's a proper, hand grenade blow up. Horrible it is, Jordan. And look at this replay. Carlos Sainz scrambling to get out of the car. He doesn't know whether to stay on the brakes. And flipping... Oh, you've got to... No, you can't put the wedge. Jesus, that was... There was a few seconds of panic there. Where you've got a car on fire rolling down the hill. Jesus. Not the safest thing I've ever seen in my life. No handbrake. You should have ripped the e-brake. You didn't even rip the handbrake. There is no handbrake. That's the problem. But the thing is, if you put it in neutral, isn't that supposed to virtually, isn't that supposed to lock the car if they put it in neutral? That's what I understood, but I don't know whether you couldn't get it in neutral or whatever. But anyway, the race is back underway, and it's Leclerc from Verstappen and Hamilton. I'm going to get this graphic off the screen because we're back under green flag conditions, and I've got to get the live timings. Yeah, hello. Those live timers are dodgy. Leclerc complaining about the throttle pedal now. If Leclerc retires from this, they can't make you. If Leclerc retires from this race, that would be soul destroying. Absolutely, I'm not even a Ferrari fan, but it would be soul destroying for me as a fan in general of this sport. It's just. He's got a 3.8 second lead as it stands there with 10 laps to go. You've got Hamilton up in P3 now in a podium position as he was last week in Silverstone. Ocon up to 4th on a positive spin. We've got both Haas's in the top 7. Mick Schumacher in the top 6. Go on, Mick. You wait for a bus and then 2 come at once. He's been waiting for a point in Formula 1 for 18 months. He might get back-to-back points finishes. Let me click off that. Well, they're telling Charles Leclerc everything's okay. 3.5 second lead. I feel like Verstappen's closing back in on Charles Leclerc now that this race has resumed. Oh, it's George Russell. We didn't see this on the television broadcast, but we're seeing a replay of it. George Russell's passed Esteban Ocon up into 4th. So we've got Mercedes 3rd and 4th, again making the absolute most of their car. They've ended up 3rd and 4th. Is a brilliant result for Mercedes, everything considered. Considering they both crashed in qualifying on Friday afternoon. Put to first gear to stop the rolling. No, I think in a Formula 1 car, I think they put it in neutral. I don't know. Oh, mind you, because in a road car you put it in neutral, yeah, it's going to roll in it, but I don't know. I think it's the opposite. Maybe first gear, yeah, I don't know. Here comes Lando Norris round the outside of Kevin Magnussen. Norris up to 7th then. So seeing how it's all panning out this, I didn't expect Norris top 7 to be fair. Well, Lando Norris is having a great race. You got Daniel Ricciardo. Hey, tell you what, Alex Albon's still in the points. Alex Albon P10, but he's got Bottas half a second behind. Bottas right on his tail for P10. Williams only with 3 points this season. I think Alex with a 10th in Australia and a 9th in Miami. So yeah, Williams with 3 points, looking at a 4th point here, but if Bottas has got anything to say about that, he'll take that final points paying position. We've got about 7 laps to go, and Verstappen 3.6 behind. Leclerc and Verstappen then pretty much on the same pace. I think Charles might just have this one covered. Hamilton 31 seconds behind that. So, but getting the most out of it, the Mercedes 3rd and 4th. Ocon will shake your hand on a P5. It's be a great result for Alpine. Mick Schumacher still in the top 6. Can he hold on? Obviously, he'll have Norris chasing him down for that P6, but can Mick keep a P6? Be a fantastic result. Coming off an 8th in Silverstone. Yeah, Albon's going to struggle. I don't know what Leclerc's saying to his team, but Leclerc doesn't sound too happy. Closest race it is. Close all over the field. We had Verstappen and Leclerc battling at the front. You know, we've had change of lead at least 3-4 times. And the battle in the midfield's been immense. You know, we've had 5 cars squabbling over P6 and 7 and stuff like that. You know, we've had great fights. All up and down the grid. It's been a good race. It's not had the drama of Silverstone last week, but it's had more overtakes. I reckon that this has had, what? It must have like 50, 60 overtakes, this race. It's just virtually every lap you've seen cars side by side. You know, you can't ask for much more than that. As Valtteri Bottas takes Alexander Albon round the outside, down the hill into turn 4. And it's a nice move. It's a nice move from Valtteri Bottas. And it's a shame for Alex, who's in the Williams trying to scrape a point. And that's been taken away from him today with 6 laps to go in the Austrian Grand Prix. Leclerc Team Radio. Throttle gets stuck. Leclerc being told sometimes the throttle gets stuck when he lifts off. It's a flipping not what you want to hear. That is not what you want to hear, that. Hamilton got a podium here, barring any disasters. He has. He has. He wouldn't have said that at the start of the race. Which is a madness given the issues of the car. I know. I can't believe. Considering both Mercedes crashed out in quali. And he barely made any progress in the sprint, did Lewis, as well. He went from 9th to 8th in the sprint. You know. And then, but bang, podium. When it matters. When it counts. Welcome in, John, to the stream. Come on, Max. Max looking at a P2, considering Carlos Sainz's retirement from the race with an engine blow up about 7 or 8 laps ago. But Max would have been third. Well, would he? It'd have been close. Put it this way, it'd have been a good battle between Sainz and Verstappen. I tell you that much. Oh, this is crazy. Leclerc with problems with his throttle. This is not good. This is not a good advert for Ferrari, this. I mean, you've got one car out of the race and the other guy's struggling with his throttle pedal, and you've got Max Verstappen hunting him down. 2.9 seconds now is the gap for the lead. It's not good. This is a mad race. It is, and it's still unclear who's going to win this with 4 laps to go. 2.8 seconds is the gap. Max Verstappen's closing back in with Leclerc with his throttle problems. Leclerc needs to win this as well, man. Yeah, I tell you, there's 2.7. Max is closing back up here. Oh, this is a Ferrari meltdown. It's an absolute meltdown. In this championship, Ferrari have melted in this championship. Full stop. How many times? Whether it's through bad strategy, whether it's through unreliability, they're just throwing it away, man. They should have had a 1-2 today. It should have been a 1-2. If they were a fully functioning professional outfit, they'd have got a 1-2 today. Easy. Max isn't that quick today. You know, sometimes Max turns up at a Grand Prix weekend and he's unbeatable. He's just unbeatable. He leads every practice session. He bangs it on pole and romps away at the front and no one ever sees him. This is not one of those weekends. This is a weekend where he was a little bit vulnerable. It's not been on absolute... You know, this has not been a Max Verstappen dominating kind of race. You know, we could turn up at, what's the next one? France. And, you know... In fact, I need to check what the next race is. Wait there. Yeah, France. Yeah, France in 2 weeks, right? He could turn up to France in 2 weeks, and you know, Max could just be on. I tell you what a finish this is. Leclerc needs to win this. He's got 2.5 laps to go. The gap's just about 3 seconds. You know, Verstappen was closing it up. It was 3. It was 2.6. It's sort of stabilised out at 3 seconds, and Leclerc needs to bring this home. 2 laps to go. Let's go. Exactly. A big finish to the race. Happy second, and yeah. Max will be happy with second. No, he won't. He wants to win every single week. Leclerc has this race. He does. If the throttle doesn't stick open. Can't believe I'm saying that, but if the throttle doesn't stick open, yeah, Leclerc's got it. 2.7, 2.6. He's not losing too much time, crucially. You know, he's not losing seconds per lap. He might just be losing, 2 or 3 tenths a lap, something like that. He's not losing bags of time, but it's not ideal, is it? In the closing stages of a race, with reigning world champion Max Verstappen hunting you down, you don't want problems with your throttle pedal. That is for sure. Hey, I tell you what, Mick's got a top 6 here. Mick Schumacher's going to finish. I don't want to tempt fate with a lap and a half to go, but Mick Schumacher's Mick's going to get a top 6. Fucking get in there, lad. Get in there, Mick. His career's really taken off now. As we enter the final lap, then Charles has got it. As long as he just... Reliability is the big question mark for Ferrari, but despite that, Leclerc might still beat Verstappen to get... The gap's 2 seconds! Leclerc's lost a full second in the last... Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't deal with this. I'm just looking at the gap. I'm not even watching Leclerc. I'm just looking at that 2-second gap. He's going to make it, surely. Surely he's going to make it 1.9. Oh. There's half a lap to go. Verstappen hunting down Charles Leclerc for victory. Oh, turn 6, turn 7, turn 8. Still 1.9. He's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it. As long as he can break into turn 9. He's got it. Yep, 1.8. You're alright. You're running out of corners. Final corner for Charles Leclerc. And despite the reliability issues, Charles Leclerc gets a much needed victory in Austria. Leclerc wins the Austrian Grand Prix from Max Verstappen, takes a P2. It's going to be a podium again for Lewis Hamilton, who's going to take 3rd. George Russell's going to be 4th. Esteban Ocon P5. A great result for Ocon. You know, we've not even seen him on the TV coverage, but Esteban Ocon coming in with a P5. And Mick Schumacher, my boy Mick, P6. Top 6. Top 6 for Mick Schumacher. Absolutely buzzing for that. It's bittersweet for Ferrari. They've had one car on fire and one car won the race. It's bittersweet. But Lewis Hamilton, 3 in a row. Yes, of course. Canada, Silverstone and Austria. Hamilton makes it 3 podiums in a row. George Russell going to come home 4. I love this. Oh, both Haas in the top 8. Schumacher 6th. Norris will come home P7. Kevin Magnussen 8th. Ricciardo 9th. And Alonso takes the final points paying position in P10. What a race. We were side by side every single lap then. Oh, Leclerc needed that. Leclerc needed that win, bro. He hasn't won since Australia. Round 3. This is round 11. If you want to win the championship... Leclerc wins the Austrian Grand Prix. That's the most needed win I've seen in a long time. Look at the smoke. Look at the orange smoke. I mean, the fans, it's a bit of like, well, Max got a P2. It's not exactly what they wanted, but it's still good points for Max, and he still obviously lead the championship. You know, Max will be on like 200 points. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good race for Max. You know, P2, probably the max he could get today. With the alternate strategy, I feel like Ferrari had the better strategy today. But those reliability problems cropping up again. Like I was saying, one car's won it, the other car on fire. Carlos Sainz retiring from the race, coming off the back of a win as well. What a race, Jordan. Right, we're getting sunbathing. Are you coming round? Come on, Jordan, pool party. Pineapple cocktails are out, lad. I don't know, let me look out the window, I'll tell you. Yeah, party's on, Jordan. Get yourself round, lad. Right, I'm going. Sunbathing, beers, this is it. This is what this afternoon is now. But what a race, really enjoyed it. Leclerc gets a much needed victory. Yeah, Leclerc gets a much needed win. Verstappen picking up the P2. Hamilton on the podium again. Mick Schumacher gets the headline for me. Well, apart from Carlos Sainz being on fire and retiring from the race. Mick Schumacher, top 6. Schumacher's finished 8th and 6th in the last 2 races. Getting Haas in the points again. But yeah, Uber en route. Let's get it, lad. Right, guys, I'm going. I'll be back tomorrow for some career mode tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. If you're not into the Formula 1 game, I'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the French Grand Prix, which will be round 12, coming off the back of 2 brilliant races. British Grand Prix was brilliant, and Austrian Grand Prix was brilliant today. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Peace out. Drop a like if you have enjoyed the stream, and get yourself subscribed if you're a Formula 1 fan. I'm live for every single race and every single qualifying, so get in. If F1's on, I'm on. You know the driller. And that's about it. Peace out, guys. See you later. See you next time. Really enjoyed it. Leclerc wins in Austria. 200 subs, get in there. Milestone achieved. Hey, 1k next, 1k next. Well, road to 1k, road to 1k. Let's go.